Hey guys, it's Alex Kabam and I am back today to talk about the changes that Riot made to Valorant's ranked ladder and how they addressed some of the issues in the previous system. In the summer, I made a video addressing the myriad issues Riot had in implementing ranked for the first time. I know for me personally, the poor rank system contributed to me burning out a bit and stopping playing Valorant for a few months altogether. But a few weeks ago, Riot unveiled a new and improved rank system. By now, everyone has had their time to finish their placements and feel out the new system. So how did Riot do with their rework of rank progression? Going back to research done by Franken and Brown in 1995, we'll look at why people are competitive and how the new system does on this scale compared to the previous one. I also want to talk a bit about how the Valorant experience has improved overall and why I'm excited to be back. Most people seem to agree that the up and down arrow system was a very poor way of communicating rank progress. One of the reasons Franken and Brown gave for competitive drive is the incentivization of winning. When the benefit of wins and downside of losses is so abstracted, motivation is definitely reduced. With the introduction of rank rating, your progress is much more clear and discrete. Each game has a more clear consequence and there is an overall competitiveness added to the ladder due to the clarity of game-to-game fluctuation. Adding a rank score was a clear success from Riot in my books. Another great change Riot made in this regard was ignoring performance and only factoring in wins and losses to your rank at higher elos. At lower elos, I am sure the performance weighting helps with smurf detection, but once you get higher up, player roles differentiate more and more, and players can impact the game and contribute to wins in ways that don't appear in any stats. This was a great way to address that concern without removing their mechanisms for dealing with smurfs. On the other hand, I would say Riot failed to fully address the issue of premades in ranked. In my last video talking about the rank system, I discussed how it compromises competitive integrity of a ranked queue when some players are able to 5-stack their way to the top of the ladder while other players are solo queuing. I likened it to things like aim assist or giving weaker NBA teams a closer 3-point line. You can check that video out in the description below or in the top right corner. Riot didn't completely ignore the issue, tightening pre-made restrictions to 3 tiers. Of course, next patch they're going to revert that change again at lower levels, which isn't the end of the world, but it's still disappointing that their solution to this problem was tightening restrictions. Think about League of Legends. If Riot tried to combine solo and flex queue again, people would go nuts. There is no way Riot would ever eliminate the separate solo duo queue from League of Legends. Now in Valorant, you can arguably benefit even more from synergy and communication between teammates, yet the devs continue to have one single ranked system. Obviously they're aware of this issue because they've placed pre-made restrictions, and there's tons of possible reasons why they do it this way. Maybe Valorant's player base just isn't big enough to handle 2 separate rank queues. Whatever the reason is, the current system can't be called perfect due to this blemish, despite all of its improvements. Moving on to my perspective on how Valorant has improved overall since I last played in the summer. The game has definitely become much more enjoyable. Riot has continued rounding out the agent pool, and one noticeable thing that has improved significantly is the solo queue experience. When the game first came out, many first-time FPS players picked it up. Comms were terrible, with less than half of my teammates ever speaking at all. This is partially influenced by them possibly being in premades, but also by how new Valorant was and people not being used to the experience of using voice chat in-game. Solo queue games have now become way more enjoyable. People are talking and have developed much better game sense from experience. Not only has communication improved drastically, but the quality of play overall is just noticeably better and more fun to be a part of. Overall, I really enjoyed my return to Valorant, and I do think Riot did a great job with their changes to ranked. That being said, it can still be improved by the separation of solo and pre-made queues. I also found that the game experience was way better, and at lower elos, I don't think that the pre-made issue is that big of a deal, although it does harm competitive integrity as you go up the ladder. This has been my first video in a while, and I was inspired by Riot's changes to ranked and my wish to return to Valorant. That being said, I intend on branching out and making more videos relating to different games or even different types of videos altogether. I love making videos, but I won't always find inspiration in Valorant. For those of you who subscribe for Valorant, I hope you will stick around because my non-Valorant videos will definitely be worth watching. For those of you who subscribe because you learned something or you just like how I make videos, everything coming in the pipeline will be perfect for you. With all that being said, I hope you learned something today or just enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day. See you guys soon. Peace.